Okay guys, so here's how I, at 24 years old, have been able to not only will my way through the old school way of building a business, so cold calling, door knocking, face-to-face deals, closing belly-to-belly sales, Zoom calls, calling strangers on the phone and closing them, sometimes in person and over the phone in one call. And how I've also been able to will my way to influence to influence 3 cities in Australia, Melbourne, Sydney and Gold Coast, a country, New Zealand, and another country I'm going to next week, Bali. And I've been able to will my way through the communication to get them to participate in what is essentially one of Gen Z's fastest growing media companies, Bootstrap, which is called SaaS Central. And these are just a few things that I've been able to do using what I'm about to tell you, which has allowed me to get a billion views online with that company, with no advertising, with no outside investment, no parents, no bank, no associates, no investors, all bootstrapped, as well as growing my agency to multiple 6 figures a year. Here's how I've been able to do that with communication. I've been able to do that by influencing people ethically with a term called labeling. Okay? So this skill is going to make it so much more effective for you to communicate with others, whether it's romantically, whether it's platonically, whether it's in the corporate arena, whether it's in business, and it's just going to help you in life in general. And it's helped me, okay? So an example of labeling, or essentially in essence what it is finding a word or a term or a phrase that someone has said and basically attaching a meaning or thing to it. So for example, if I say, I am so angry today because I did not get my food on time. It sounds like when you don't get your food on time, you get very angry. Is that a correct assumption? So what I've done is I've basically labeled, correctly labeled as well, that their frustration lies within, or their anger lies within them not getting their food correctly. So then what I would say is, well, if there was a way for you to get your food on time, do you think you'd still be angry? No, I don't think I would. Excellent. So that's how you problem solve a lot of these things, especially when it comes to relationally. So I'll give you an example in the business sense. Let's just say you have a team. Let's just say there's a fight or an argument between 2 people in a team. Okay? So you have one person in Sydney and one person at your Melbourne office. And they always communicate on Slack or via WhatsApp, or via email. Let's use email. And one of the staff members says to the other staff member, I'm going to be honest, I think you should send that today. Thanks. And the other person receives that email as, this person was being so rude. How dare they talk to me like they are my superior and talk down to me like that by saying thanks. I said, well, it sounds like the brief and maybe overly concise email sounds like you received that in a very rude tone. And it sounds like you think that rude tone was communicated through that email from that person, and they're maybe trying to be rude or passive aggressive. Would that be correct? Okay, cool. Right. Would it help if I was to speak to that other person and get them to explain exactly what they meant by that email? Do you think that would help give you some clarity on what they exactly meant without you? Okay, perfect. Boom. I've now resolved that problem with them, right? So, because that person will then in an email say, hey, look, first of all, I apologize. That was not the intent. I was tired. Maybe there's context. I was tired. I was sleep deprived, and I was talking directly to the client, and they really wanted you to send over that piece today. That's why I told you to do it that day. I was not trying to be a superior. I apologize if that's how it came across, etc. Okay? So, the benefit of labeling things is it gives you it de-arms the person, and it provides a lot more clarity to the relationship that's either being built or is building. Because a lot of the times relationships break down, not just because of no communication, but because of miscommunication. And in many ways, no communication often leads to greater miscommunication. So it's always really, really good to be able to label something and then ask for clarification instead of just taking it at face value and then shutting off. And the good thing about this is it can also be used in sales positively. Okay, so I think this is all too expensive. I don't think it's going to work for us. Okay, fantastic. Completely understand. Before I let you go, because your time is running out, it sounds like the expense, the financial side of things, is where the problem lies. Would that be correct? Yes, darling. Okay. So if money wasn't an issue, do you think all three of these steps could help you? Okay, great. Yes, okay. Would you be open to some sort of payment plan options instead of paying in full for 3 months? Yes, Dami, that'd be fantastic. Okay, great. So let's do this option instead. Option 2, $1,500 for 3 months, $500 a month, and we'll include the GST in that as well. So it's just a flat $500. Do you think that's fair? Excellent. No worries. Phil, sign here and here. Boom! Clear communication. But you would have gone ahead and thought, oh, the client didn't need my services. That's not true. They had a label in their mind, and then you were able to diagnose that label like a doctor and provide an antidote and a solution. So they could actually swallow the medicine that they need for their business. Okay? So guys, labeling is so powerful, and I just gave you a bit of objection handling source there as well. But the better you get at that, whoo, you become a force to be reckoned with. I'll tell you that much. If you guys like this kind of content, check the link below in the description. There's a lot more of this where you can come from. And yeah, speak to you guys in the next one. Take care.